Hello YouTube, we should be live. I'll check right here. Let's see, are we live? Give it a second. Are we live and showing the right thing? I think so. I don't see it on my channel, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume we are live right now. I'll just check one more time, just in case I'm missing something. It's not saying I'm streaming, but... Okay, there we go. But welcome to the stream. We are midway through... This is season... It's gotta be season 7. 7 of the career mode simulation. As of right now, Dale Jarrett has 1 championship. Jeff Gordon has 2, and then I think the other 2 were... Sterling Marlin didn't win 1. Matt Kenseth, I think, won 1. No, it was... I think it was... I honestly kind of forgot. It wasn't Dale Jr. It might have been Tony Stewart. No, he didn't win 1 either. Who won the championships? I don't know. But anyways, important things that have happened. Casey Kane is at RCR. One of these guys. Could have won anything. I don't think Rudd... Yeah, no, Rudd didn't win 1. Craven didn't win anything. Bonnie didn't. Martin, nope. Kind of forgot who won. It's been so long, I kind of just forgot. But yeah, Gordon has 07. I don't know who got 03 and 04. I think it might have been like... It wasn't Bush. It wasn't Harvick. It wasn't Wallace. It might. Oh yeah, it was Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson got the other ones. He's actually kind of gone a little bit realistic here. He has some championships, not like Melanie has in real life, but he has some, and he's been in contention every year. Sorry the stream, people on the Discord, sorry the stream took so long to set up. I had to go talk to some people I know first, so we're going to be getting right on to it. Just the weekly awards. As of right now, Dale Jarrett's our points leader. Oh yeah, and we have some new drivers that have been signed up for. The drivers are Harvick and Rusty Wallace have been signed up for. I will see who won this race. Dale Jarrett DNF, that's pretty interesting. Ricky Craven wins at Texas after leading the most laps. Jimmy Johnson in second. A lot of people have not been signed up for because we don't have that many people in the Discord. So if you're watching the stream, you could join the Discord and sign up for a driver to have in this career mode. It's not really, doesn't really anything to lose, so that's the thing. Dale Jr. and Mark Martin DNF. Jeff Gordon wins. Jeff Purvis in second, or no, Christy Jones. Guy who replaced Jeff Purvis in second. He came from 38th place, Jesus. But all these guys, not really anybody of importance, as we move on to Talladega, the 9th race of the year. A lot of people DNFing, apparently. Like Johnny Benson and Casey Atwood is somehow still in this timeline. Kevin Harvick wins his first race for the guy that signed up for him, so he wins. That's cool. Jimmy Johnson led the most laps. Christy Jones is carrying that 63 car into some good placement. We'll check the standings here. Sterling Marlin and Jeff Gordon are currently tied on points. This has only happened, I think, once or twice. I think Sterling, yeah, he's won 3 races. Gordon has won 1. I think Marlin also won the 500, and that's why he's so far ahead in the earnings category. But we are only 10 races into the season, so a lot of things can change. Gotta remember, Gordon and Marlin are our main championship contenders. Neither of them DNF today, though Rusty Wallace did. Matt Kenseth wins at California. Jeff Gordon finishes one position ahead of Sterling Marlin to take the championship lead. And neither of them led a lap, so that's whatever. So that's what that is. Right now, Gordon holds a slim championship margin as we go to the 1/3 mark of the season. Jeff Gordon has DNF'd. Nobody else important has, really, and Jeff Burton will win his... I think this is his, first race of the year. And he led the most laps, starting from 18th. Top 10, once again, includes this Christy Jones guy. Jimmy McMurray also took over Jeff Skinner's ride. He's in the 4, so that's not really that... It's not really that, much, concerning. So, we finished second in the Open to Sue Finch. She's a fantasy driver. I love these fantasy drivers. I wish they, implemented a system where, real-life drivers kind of came in, but I don't know. As we move on to the Coke 600, our official 1/3 mark of the season. Wow, the margin of victory here was close, as Ryan Newman pulls out a win over Mark Martin barely. Mark apparently likes getting beaten barely in these races, and he didn't even get most laps led. Jeez, those guys led a combined 300. Who led the other laps? Jimmy Johnson and Sterling Marlin. What I've noticed in this career mode is that Jimmy Johnson doesn't necessarily place great every race, but he does lead laps every race, so that keeps him in the fight even if he's not in a great position. Though Dale Jarrett has taken over the points lead as his at his first win of the season. I have a feeling he's probably going to retire after this season, but that's just what I think is going to happen. Sterling Marlin, only 30 points back. Kind of not in a, he's gotten a bit stuck since his last, so we last checked, and Matt Kenseth has arrived on the scene. He is 3rd place in points. We don't care about the secondary sponsor because we never reach the goal. We always qualify dead last for the race. So that's that. I mean, Jesus, a lot of people DNF here, and Sterling Marlin and Matt Kenseth DNF'd. Oh, that's not good for them. Dale Jarrett wins, or Dale Jr. wins. Dale Jarrett finishes 2nd. Jimmy Johnson does not lead the most laps. That goes to Todd Bodine in 4th. Bodine has somehow kept his way, or kept his ride. In other sims, I've always seen him lose his ride two seasons in, and he just retires. But he's just keeping that team alive, I guess. I'll check what team. I think he's with. I'll have to check, but I don't know what team he's with. Jimmy Johnson DNF. There's been a lot of DNFs this season. Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, and Kevin Harvick also DNF. As Dale Jr. wins his 2nd in a row, leads the most laps, and wins by just under a second over Ricky Rudd. Christy Jones drags that thing to a top 10 once again, with no laps led. Oh yeah, Ron Hornaday is in the 21, by the way. That just happened. Dale Jarrett is almost leading by an entire race in points over Jeff Gordon. Right now, he's on pace to basically match Jeff Gordon's not career totals and real life career totals and championships. That's what I was thinking. 40th in points, that's easy. Team doesn't matter. Driver doesn't matter. Okay, we are back on the road again, on to Michigan. Kind of hoping for a Dale Jarrett DNF, because if that happens, we'll be back in the championship fight, and that basically removes Sterling Marlin for any chance he had DNFing there. And Jeff Gordon wins. He will close the lead to Sterling Marlin, because Marlin did not finish in the top 5. He barely finished in the top 10. He earned 40 less points than Gordon. He will not win a championship that way. As we go on to Infineon. Infineon tends to produce some pretty interesting winners. We led 3 laps somehow. Tony Stewart DNF. That's surprising for Infineon. Ward Burton will win. I think this is his, this might be his first career race or career win in this simulation. Barely ahead of Dale Jarrett, who did not lead any laps on the day. Mark Martin led a lap, though, and so did Jimmy Johnson. Don't know where Gordon finished. Oh, Gordon. Gordon did not finish well. He finished 31st. Oh, boy, that's not... that. He won't win championships that way, either. I'm going to go check Ward Burton's stats. Yep, Dale Jarrett's leading by over a race at this point. Where is Ward Burton on the point standings list? 21st. Yes, that is his first win of the simulation. Obviously, he has the real-life wins, but, like, in total, he started, like, basically a couple hundred races since his last win. And just pulls out a win at Infineon, I guess. Best place to do it, I don't know. You get wine if you win there. As we move on to Daytona, Michael Waltrip DNFs. He's been invisible this career mode as Jeff Gordon wins. It takes the most laps led bonus. Once again, Christy Jones is dragging that thing to a top 10. Where is Dale Jarrett? Dale Jarrett is... oh boy, he's back at 30th. That basically puts Jeff Gordon right back where he was earlier. And Gordon won by over 10 seconds at Daytona, which is just kind of ridiculous to think about. As we go to Chicagoland, at the official halfway mark of the season, as soon as I mentioned that one driver, they DNF'd. Nobody else of importance DNF'd. Casey Kane wrecked on the first lap, or blew an engine. Dale Jarrett wins, leads some laps. Jeff Gordon finishes 5th. Not great, but not terrible. Not as worse as it, or not as bad as it could have been. Let's see, who had the other laps? We led a lap. That's cool. We usually lead like a lap or two every single race. It's probably on pit strategy, to be honest. But that's a thing. Oh, Dale Jarrett DNFs. So do we. Oh boy, a lot of people DNF'd. Dale Jarrett DNFing. Matt Kenseth wins. Leads the most laps. He'll get max points on Dale Jarrett. That might just bring him back into championship contention along with Gordon. We'll have to check. That was my notification. Gordon is within 4 points. He's within a position of Jarrett as long as Jarrett does not lead a lap. They are basically tied on earnings. Gordon has 3 wins this season. Jarrett has 2. So that's the tiebreaker scenario. And Matt Kenseth is slowly but surely approaching. He has had a decent career so far, but no championships to back it up. He did not win the 2003 one. Though I think that yes, that was his breakout season with 5 wins. Wait, no, 2002 he had 5 too, but it's whatever. Excuse me. As Johnson is there. Craven's in 5th. He's barely a race back. Or barely not a race back. He has 1 win almost every year. He's not had a multi-win season in his career yet so far. Maybe he's looking to change that at Pocono. We'll have to see. He will not change that at Pocono as Dale Jarrett wins. Leads the most laps and opens up his gap on Jeff Gordon. I think Matt Kenseth did DNF, so he is back like out of striking range. Bill Elliott finishes 3rd. Good place for him. As we move on to the Brickyard 500. 400 Gs. That's pretty interesting. As everybody finished this race, and Bobby Labonte will win his... This is his first Brickyard 400. There was no cautions in this race. Pretty cool stat. Matt Kenseth finishes 2nd. Dale Jarrett 4th. John Andretti 6th. And a fantasy driver 10th. So move on to Watkins Glen. Maybe this track will have some interesting results for us today. A lot of DNFs. See if any of those championship contenders DNF. Nobody really within striking distance did. Johnny Benson will win. I think this will be his 2nd career race in this sim. Christy Jones finishes 3rd. I think that's a fantasy driver, but I'm gonna check because they've got to be doing good in points, right? They've got to be at least above us. They're top 20. It's Christy Jones. I think they are a fantasy driver. And they were born in 1971. I don't know why I mentioned that, but Oh, wait, no. Johnny Benson had 2 wins last season. He had 2 wins last season, and this season he had 1 win. So he has 1 win so far. So he has 13 races to make up that second win. Maybe let's see if he can do it at Michigan. I'm gonna curse him, of course. He did not DNF, and Jeff Gordon wins. I think Jeff Gordon at this point he's over 100 wins. In this career mode, he's been winning like 7 races a season for a while now. So I'll have to check that. Not that. Jeff Gordon's only 8 points back, though. He's 98 wins. So the next 2 Jeff Gordon wins are the only wins you're going to see him in the single or double digits. You'll soon see him in triple digits. So that's kind of cool. No sponsor. Doesn't matter. Just finish 40th. There's been a lot of DNFs this season, though. I will say that. There's a lot more than we usually have, which is not much to begin with, but, like, it's a lot. We've had a lot of DNFs. Like, I'm, like, finishing 35th in races, and when you're simming, you're the last car that finish, usually. So, us finishing 35th is kind of crazy, especially at these tracks, like, I think we had, like, one at Chicagoland like that. We finished 39th. Nobody important DNF'd. Dale Jarrett wins, extending his championship lead. He dominated this race, leading over almost 400 laps. 15 lead changes, though, so not bad racing, I guess. He only won by 2 seconds. As that rounds out your top 10 as we go to the Southern 500 at Darlington. We are entering the last 10 races of the season after this race. Everybody finished except John Andretti, and Jeff Gordon will win his 99th career race and lead the most laps as well. Dale Jarrett finishes 8th. I think they're basically almost tied in points at this point. Jeff Gordon is 23 back. Everybody else is more than a race back of both of these guys. Jeff Burton is having a quietly good season in 5th. He has not had a great career mode so far. His best finish in the championship is 6th. I don't know why I'm bringing this up. He's not signed by anybody. It's just kind of there. He had 5 wins last season, though, so isn't going too bad for him. And Chevrolet, we got Richmond. Jeez, kind of had a brain freeze there for a second. I don't know why I say brain freeze. I'm too tired. I'm tired already. It's been like, how many minutes has it been? Like 20? 18. I'm already tired. We finished way above all these guys, as Ricky Rudd will win his, this would have been his final career win in real life. No, he won Sonoma. Jeez, I am tripping out, man. Christy Jones gets another top 10. Johnny Benson does as well. So does Dale Jarrett. I think Dale Jarrett's slowly pulling away again. Jeff is going to reach his 100 wins this season, I have a feeling. If he hasn't already, I kind of forgot. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson wins. I think this is his first race of the season that he's won. Jeff Gordon finishes 2nd, only 4/10 behind. Dale Jarrett, not a great day in 22nd. That's going to close up the standings. Let's see. Gordon is ahead by 80 points. Okay, that took a swing of things. Gordon is also at 99 wins, so one more until he reaches 100. Where will he reach that 100 is the question, though. Will he reach it at Dover? That took a while. Nobody DNF'd. He will not reach it at Dover, but Jeff Burton will win the race. He did not lead the most laps. Sterling Marlin did. Dale Jarrett in 6th. And where is Gordon? All the way down in 14th. And we move on to Kansas. Protection 1-400. Presented by someone I don't know. A lot of people DNF'd again. We finished 35th. Tony Stewart will take, I think this is his first win this season. He's not had a great season. He's not had a great career. And if I'm being honest, he doesn't have a single championship. Only has a few wins. Gordon led some laps, by the way. And Jarrett, oh, Frank Kimmel, top 10. That's kind of cool. But Jarrett finished down in 19th. He's not going to win by doing that. Let's move on to Talladega. This would be kind of a fitting place for Gordon to take his 100th win. And he will not. Dale Jarrett will kind of fight back. He leads the most laps and wins the race. Jeff finishes down in, I think that's, 13th place. So, championship lead is down to 59 points. They've kind of been swinging back and forth. Meanwhile, Johnson's kind of just stayed there. There's a fight for 5th in the standings, though. And Jeff Burton, with those 3 wins he has this season, are pretty close. With Sterling Marlin, who was DNF'd a few times and ruined his season, basically. That's been his story, though. He's been ruined a lot by DNFs. As Johnson will lead the most laps and win at Lowe's. Dale Jarrett finishes 2nd. Jeff Gordon 5th. Johnny Benson in 7th. Benson is slowly but surely improving. So I don't know if maybe a prominent driver retires, maybe he'll take over the ride and start doing well. I have seen that happen before with different drivers, like Greg Biffle took over someone's ride and started dominating. Sterling Marlin makes up kind of for his lackluster season by winning a race. Dale Jr. leads the most laps. Johnson's in 2nd. He's slowly catching, but I don't think he'll have enough time. Gordon in 7th without a lap led, to Jarrett in 12th without a lap led. So Gordon gained some positions there. Gordon is 58 points ahead, and Johnson is closing. He might have just enough time. If he can steal this thing, it'd be amazing. I don't really care about sponsors right now. But if Jimmy Johnson can steal this championship, if both Jarrett and what's his name, Gordon DNF, he could steal it. As Jarrett wins the race and leads the most laps, that just kind of punches him in the face. And Jeff Gordon finishes down in 8th place. This championship battle is closing fast. Gordon is only 15 points ahead. Will he reach Gordon by the time we reach it to Homestead? We have 3 races left. It's going to be difficult for Johnson to make up that, I think it's like 130-something point gap. I think it's 135 point gap to Gordon. Be difficult, but Johnson has made up bigger gaps before. I've seen him come back from 200 points back and win it. So, but he only has 3 races to do it, and just one DNF basically removes him from any sort of competition. Jeff Gordon is DNF'd. We have major championship implications. Jeff Gordon is DNF'd at Rockingham. We finished 35th, and Dale Jr. will take the win. He also leads the most laps. Where Jarrett finishes 7th, Johnson is down in 15th, though Johnson did start on the pole. Let's see where that puts both of them. Jarrett is only 84 points above Gordon, and Johnson is only 153 back. I think Sterling Marlin is barely eligible, but he has to win both of these races, lead the most laps, and have the other 3 DNF. So he has to make up those points. No major DNFs in this race, as Johnson will win the race. I think it's basically too late for him now. Dale Jarrett gets 2nd with some laps led, and Gordon finishes down in 8th with no laps led. So it basically all relies on a Dale Jarrett DNF at Homestead, or else he will take what could potentially be his final championship. Sterling Marlin is officially eliminated, and let's see what will happen here at Homestead, the Homestead Miami 400. Let's see what will happen. I think that's enough for Dale Jarrett to say he has clinched the championship. Johnson's in 2nd, and Jarrett is in 6th, and with that he will clinch. Gordon kind of collapsed in the season there. He had like an average finish of like 15th the last 5 races, so he kind of collapsed, and we will see everybody here. We finished 39th. Dale Jarrett finishes in first place for the 3rd time in his career, with 6 wins. He has had 6 wins the past 3 seasons. It's pretty interesting. His average finish actually got slightly worse from last season to this, but he's just been putting up championship numbers these past couple years. Johnson tried to make a comeback, just made it too late. The standings, he finished 2nd with 3 wins. Kind of a downgrade from his previous 2 seasons where he finished with 6, 6, and 7, or 3 seasons. And Gordon, just 1 win shy of that 100. He might be able to do it in the 500 though. His average start was better, much better than last season, but his average finish was also much worse. So we will see who will retire going into next season. Actually, I'm going to check real quick all the points. Standings, as yes, Marlon did win the 500 and Rockingham, but here's all the people that won races. Sue Finch won the All-Star Open. Dale Jr. won a lot of races. I'm actually going to check his stats. He won like 5, 6 races. He actually finished 5th. Won 4 races. A bit higher than expected, or a bit lower than expected, but still, good season for him. No poles, but it's whatever. Sterling Mullen finishes 4th. He kind of collapsed at the end of that season as well. Let's see who will retire here. Just fantasy drivers, no one interesting. 100% races, legend, whatever. As we move on to Daytona, I need to hire some new crew members. Their skills have gotten too good. I need to hire some under-salaried workers for this season. Some of these guys, I don't know who they are, but they're there. Mike Dopkins, I don't care. To get a cheaper crew chief. Chassis builder, fabricator. Alright. We are ready to go. Let's see. Who will win the 2009 Daytona 500? It's kind of weird to be saying all these higher numbers. Never really played through a full crew mode in this game. A lot of people DNF'd, including Coy Gibbs. Rusty lost. Mark Martin finally, I think he has won a 500 in this career mode before, but he finally wins one. That's all Mark Martin fans across the world wanted to see. Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Jeff Gordon 3rd. At this point, I think Mark Martin would be driving for Hendrick, so it'd be a Hendrick 1, 2, 3. But in this timeline, Mark has stayed with the Roush Coutiers. 29 league changes, not bad. 6 cautions though. Yikes. As we go on to Rockingham, let's see who will win here today. Move on to here. Ward Burton DNFs as Dale Jarrett looking to replicate his season from last season. Will win and lead the most laps to, I think he will become the points leader, but it's only 3 races in the season. Our secondary sponsors already left us. That's not good signs for us as we move on to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, and that will take Dale Jarrett out of that. Hunt, he will DNF. Casey Kane finishes behind him. Casey Kane is probably going to get fired here soon because he's not doing very good. As Jimmy Johnson wins his first race of the season with the most laps led. Todd Bodine, top 10, not bad. I don't care about my secondary sponsor. Move on to Atlanta. Let's see who will win here. Not be Mark Martin or Dave Nichols. Matt Kenseth will win and will lead the most laps. At Atlanta, there's been a lot of different people winning this season. 4 winners in 4 races, so it's good to see. Championship battle is probably interesting, but I won't check that for a while. We're, once again, without a secondary sponsor. I'm going to go until about 8 p.m. local time, so about another hour. And a lot of people DNF'd this race, including us, including Shauna Robinson, Rusty Wallace, and all these guys. I thought, oh my god, I thought we won the race for a second, but then I remember we DNF'd. Jeff Gordon will get his 100th career win at Darlington. That's pretty cool. Seeing him reach 100. He's not the current points leader. Jimmy Johnson is by 51. He's reached 100 career wins in this career mode. And he's done it in basically half a decade less than what he did in real life. So, the guy who signed up for him is watching this. That's good. This by 51. That's nice. As we will move on, I almost closed the window. That would have been horrendous. Speaking of closing the window, I'm gonna save the career mode just in case something goes wrong. So, just saving it. Now we have all this progress, so if we have to redo it, we'll redo it from this point. As we go on to Bristol. Can Jeff Gordon make it 2 in a row for his 100th first career victory? We'll have to wait and see. He will not. Ricky Craven wins at Bristol, leads the most laps. Leads all but 50. Jeez, that's a lot of laps led. The other 32 other ones were led by Greg Biffle, and I think we actually led some. We did lead 10, so hey, we didn't do terrible. So move on to Texas. Without sponsors, but it does not matter. Texas. Jimmy Johnson, DNFs. Probably removes him from the lead of the championship. Bobby Labonte wins the race, leads the most laps. Someone signed up for him. That's good. Jeff Gordon in 4th. All these guys round out the top 10 as we move on to Martinsville. I'm going to sign some sponsors now. Average finish in 40th is the easiest goal. Average start in 40th. We're not going to reach that, but whatever. Actually, I'm going to try something. If we can get the sponsor goal good enough, because I know if we leave, rank 30th in points, I'm going to try something. This might make the stream take a bit longer, but I'm going to try and actually get the poll at Martinsville. And if I do, will it affect the points or not, or my sponsorship? Or at least I'm going to try and qualify good. Will it affect anything? I'm just going to qualify with the base setup because it does not matter really. Do I have... Nope, I don't have stability on. That's good. We are probably going to be so slow compared to all these guys, but we just need to not qualify in dead last, and we'll be good. We already have so much damage. I have not practiced in this game in a while. It's so tight. My god. What's the pole time? A 19.5. We're already at a 19.5. Let's see. What is it? Oh my god. We're last. Okay. This might have just been a big waste of time, guys. Okay, that was a good corner. That was not good. But we just need to not be 2 seconds off the pace with my terrible 50 rated car. And we'll be good. Come on, come on, come on. We got this. 20th, 21st. Okay. Alright, we call. Okay, that didn't work. Who is the next best person? I don't know. I just suck at this game, at least, especially at Martinsville, without a setup. Let's hope that didn't ruin anything. It didn't. We're going to simulate the race, though. And I'm going to actually try and qualify at the next race, so if just in case we get... I wonder if it counts it in the simulation. Doesn't matter, we still finished above 40th as Sterling Marlin and Tony Stewart DNF. Ricky Rudd wins. Jimmy Johnson leads the most laps. Breaks even on points with Ricky Rudd, our winner. Johnny Benson in 3rd. Jeff Gordon in 4th. How long are we into the stream? I think about 30 minutes. Yeah, 34, 35. Okay. I want to at least make an hour in the stream. Oh, I forgot. Talladega is the easiest track to qualify for too, which sucks. Sterling Marlin is once again having troubles with DNF. Says Michael Waltrip will win his, I think his first race in the career mode. Arthur Smith or Andy Smith, I kind of forget this guy's name. Finishes second. Dale Jarrett finishes third. Mark Martin fifth for the people that got signed up for. So move on to California. We do not replicate our success from last week as Dale Jr. Wins this race. Jimmy Johnson breaking even on points with the winner. See, Jeff Gordon is barely ahead of Matt Kenseth and Jimmy Johnson in the point standings. I think if Gordon wins this championship, he'll retire. Because he has 7. If he gets 8, I think he retires. But I'm not entirely sure. If he doesn't retire, oh well, that's not great. If he does, then we'll be free of his winning every race. As he will not win this race, but Jimmy Johnson does, leads the most laps. Sterling Marlin finishes second, Ricky Craven third, Dale Jr. fourth, and Dale Jr. fifth, and that's your rest of your top 10. So you go to the All-Star Open. I'm tired, man. I think after this season, I might just stop streaming again. I'm kind of just doing these as long form videos at this point. People watch the stream eventually, but not as fast as they do now. As this guy, random dude, wins the Open. Somehow we finished 10th. Probably from the fuel reset. Let's move on to the Coke 600. As Dale Jarrett DNFs and Matt Kenseth wins, he probably takes the points lead over Jeff Gordon. No, Jimmy Johnson has it right now. He has 40 wins so far in his career, and he's just about halfway through, so he's basically on pace to match what he did in real life. So that's not bad. He just needs to have a crazy, ridiculous, 14-win season, and he'll be right up there. Most I've ever seen a driver win in this game is 10 races that weren't affected in any way. So I've only seen a driver win 10 races max in a season. As Jeff Gordon will probably take the championship lead after this race, as Dale Jarrett wins. Let's see who led the most laps. Probably someone that DNF'd. Nope, nobody that DNF'd. Who led the most laps then? Oh, I missed it. Who was it? 10. Ricky Craven. Ricky Craven led the most laps. As we move on to Pocono. Johnny Benson and Jeff Gordon DNF. That's not good. Kevin Harvick wins his second race, I think, of the career mode. RCR won 2 as Jeff Green finishes second. Mark Kenseth finishes. Matt Kenseth finishes third. Rusty Wallace fourth, and Mark Martin fifth. So we move on to Michigan. Dale Jarrett DNFs. He's had a lot of DNFs this season, 3 or 4, pretty sure. Shawn Robinson also DNFs along with Kyle Petty. Jeff Gordon will get career win 101 with most laps led. That'll help him kind of in the comeback to the points situation. Jimmy Johnson is only 24 ahead of Jeff Gordon. Let's move on to Infineon. This can produce some interesting winners like we saw last year with Ward Burton. Please, Ward, that'd be really cool if you won twice in a row. Jeff Gordon DNFs. Bill Elliott wins what could possibly be his final career race. I think what happens in this game, at least, he wins one race after a season of not winning for 5 seasons, and then he just retires. So this could potentially be his final ever win in this career. which is kind of sad to think about, but he's been in this game like for 40 years basically at this point. He's got to get out of it at some point, am I right? Gordon falls at 102 points back. Johnson is 78 points ahead. Currently, he's a two-time champion in the Winston Cup format. As Dale Jr. is slowly but surely making kind of a comeback in this in these standings. Ryan Newman really hasn't done much. I mean, he's won some races, but really never finished much higher than 6th in the standings. Remember, one year he almost finished runner-up. I think like 2003. Am I right? I don't know. A lot of people DNF this race, and Jimmy Johnson will win, extending his points lead with the most laps led. Dale Jarrett leads the lap. So does Mark Martin. I have no idea where Gordon finished. Gordon finished all the way down in... Where did he finish? 29th? Jeez, that's not good, especially for a Pepsi 400 for him. That's not good. Average finish in 40th. My sponsors were not happy with me. I do not care, sponsors, to be frank. I'm simming every race. As we go on to the Tropicana 400, halfway through season, I think it's 9. Yeah, it's got to be 9 or 8 or 9 in this career mode. As Jimmy Johnson wins yet another race and leads the most laps and just dominates the thing. Casey Can top 5, along with Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon. A whole bunch of people. Top 10 is all these guys. Michael Waltrip, I think, got a top 5. I didn't really see. Let's see, where is Michael Waltrip? He's having his best season in years. Apparently not, because he's the same place he was last year in the standings, just with a win. His last win came... Dang. It was the 2001 Daytona 500 in this career mode. He has one more career win than one less than he does in real life. So that's interesting. So we don't DNF. Johnson DNFs, though. That'll affect the point standings as Jeff Burton wins the race. It feels like Jeff Burton wins a race whenever something important happens. So if something ever important happens, Jeff Burton will be on the case to win the race. Why'd that rhyme? I don't know. Matt Kenseth has taken the lead in the standings by 7 points over Jimmy Johnson. He is still in search of his first career championship. Will he hold on? I don't know. He might not. It depends. Nobody important DNF today except Sterling Marlin, who has had a rough season. Dale Jr. wins a race at Pocono, and Dale Jarrett leads the most laps. Matt Kenseth in 7th with no laps led. Jeff Gordon in 6th with no laps led, and Jimmy Johnson in 8th with no laps led. So he barely extends his points lead over Johnson by a single position, but that can change in this race. The Brickyard 400, Ron Hornaday and Sterling Marlin DNF, and Ryan Newman wins the Brickyard 400 and leads the most laps. Jeff Gordon finishes in 5th place. Johnson in 9th, and I think he will take the lead over Kenseth in 15th. But Kenseth did have that lap led, so we'll see. Kenseth is barely behind, only by 4 points. And those 4 points could be crucial at some point this season. It could keep him within a race, it could keep him within 10 points of the championship. It depends. You just gotta see what happens next. Jeff Gordon wins the Glen. Terry Labonte second. He's also not had a great season so far, or great career end, to be honest. But he didn't really have a good end to his career in real life, anyways. Matt Kenseth will finish barely ahead of Jimmy Johnson. He will extend his points lead over Johnson, but will he be safe from Gordon? Oh wait, I forgot. Johnson takes back the point lead. Gordon is only 37 behind, and Jarrett is only 166 behind. Realistically, there's still 5 drivers that could take this championship. Junior's got to start a comeback soon, though, if he wants to sniff it. So he's just got to start that. Got to get that mindset. Oh my goodness, Dale Jarrett removes himself from the championship competition as Jeff Gordon starts first and ends first. Jeez, and ends first. Wins the race at Michigan. I think that's career win like number 102 or 103. Dale Jr. wins. Oh my God, leads the most laps. He will take first place points, but not first place. Yeah, he'll take first place points, but not. You know what I mean. Ward Burton 5th. Let's see, where did Johnson finish? Down in 7th. Gordon's got to be closing in those standings. He is only 8 points behind Johnson. As we move on to Bristol, so we are officially 2/3 the way through the season. Junior's got to start that comeback relatively soon if he wants any chance at that cup at the season's end. Gordon and Johnson both DNF. That is absolutely humongous for the championship as Matt Kenseth wins. Kenseth, he might barely be a race ahead. Or not a race ahead, but he's going to barely not be a race ahead, is what I meant to say. As Dale Jr. finishes in 4th. What does that do to the standings? Kenseth is 102 points ahead of Jimmy Johnson, who is only 15 points ahead of Gordon. And that really didn't do much for Earnhardt because he finished behind Kenseth, who won. So that really didn't do much for him. That was a good opportunity for him to catch up on the 2nd and 3rd place runners, though. He might be able to steal one of those positions, as Jimmy Johnson is immediately on the case about his comeback. Leads the most laps and wins the Southern 500. Where is Matt Kenseth? He finishes in 10th. Already cutting down that championship lead, basically almost in a third. As we move on to Richmond, and now we only have 10 races left to go. So this could be intense. Mark Martin wins his, I think this is his like 2nd race on the season. He won the Noble Million. That's kind of cool. Jeff Gordon finishes 2nd with no laps led. Jimmy McMurray finishes 3rd. Kenseth in 9th. No clue where Johnson was, though, so that is not good for him. Johnson needed to finish well in that race, and he did not. As we move on to New Hampshire, Gordon wins another race, barely over Ricky Rudd. Ricky Craven in 3rd, Elliott in 4th, and Earnhardt Jr. in 5th. I'm going to check the point standings now. Matt Kenseth leads by 31 points over Jeff Gordon and 69 points over Jimmy Johnson. Coincidentally, we have reached 69 subscribers as a channel, so I'd like to thank everyone for this improvement in these channels, in the channel's numbers. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me. I know I'm not the biggest creator of them all, but I am still here. So Dale Jr. is in barely within striking distance of that championship. We're starting 40th. 35th in points. Probably 40th in points is easiest. And then team. Doesn't really matter. No, I missed the opportunity to gain some more money, but that's whatever. Let's move on to Dover. Dover, Delaware. We only have 9 races left in the season, I think. So we finished the race, but a couple people didn't. Sterling Marlin finishes 1st. Kenseth in 3rd without any laps led. Gordon in 4th with a lap led, so they break even on points. As we move on to Kansas. Kansas can throw up some interesting results every once in a while. Jimmy Johnson has officially removed himself from championship competition, as long as anybody else didn't DNF. Nope, nobody else DNF'd, so that's not good for him. Tony Stewart wins. He hasn't won very much in this career mode, though. Matt Kenseth finishes 5th, and where is Gordon? He is 10th without a lap led, and Kenseth also did not lead laps, so that could save Gordon in the end. Gordon is only 52 points back from Kenseth. I didn't even notice if Junior DNF or not, but it just depends. As we see Matt Kenseth win yet another race this season. Gordon led some laps, finishes 3rd. Matt Kenseth is slowly but surely extending that championship gap. Johnson in 8th. He's just trying to kind of end out that season on a high note after his DNFs. He's officially more than a race back now, so that's not great for him. People DNF'd. Matt Kenseth is going on a tear. He has won like 3 of the last 4 races. Jeff Gordon is like in 6th. Man, Matt Kenseth is putting up a wonderful season. 5 wins, 14 top 5s, 23 top 10s, average finish of 7.6, and he broke a winless streak. Oh wait, no, he didn't break a winless streak. He improved majorly over last season's numbers. Went from a 11.4 average finish to a 7.6. A 21.4 starting position, or average start, to a 16.1 average start. And Gordon is 87 points back. Barring a DNF, he's basically got this thing locked up. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that with 5 races left in the season. Oh my god. I just cursed him. I actually just cursed him. He immediately DNF'd. As soon as, I started singing his praises, he DNFs. I don't get it. I have this curse. And Ryan Newman wins. He'll close, I guess, in the championship. Let's see, where did... Johnson didn't finish great, but where is Gordon? Gordon finished 18th. He did not take his opportunity, at least not a very good one. He is still 21 points back from Kenseth in the championship instead of taking that lead over, which he could have if he ran better at the track he's supposed to run good at. Now that we are moving to Atlanta, I'm not so sure about it. Couple of people DNF. Kurt Busch wins a race. He got signed up for, so but that guy's pretty happy about that. Jeff Gordon finishes a position ahead of Matt Kenseth. Might end up being the final decider if that championship comes down to that. He gains 5 total points, and I think the championship lead is down to 15 at this point. Kenseth's got to watch out. He's basically just got to win a couple races. Make sure that lead is buffed out a little bit. He does not DNF, and he will not win, but he will not get a top 5. They will swap positions once again. 8th and 9th, and I think Ricky Rudd won the race and led the most laps out of anybody. As Matt Kenseth is only 20 points ahead of Jeff Gordon in the championship standings. Jeff Gordon is going for his 8th. Kenseth is going for his 1st. Who will get the decider as we move on to Phoenix, the second to last race of the season? Neither of these drivers can slip up. In fact, none of the drivers can slip up. Jimmie Johnson is right there for the taking. Nobody DNFs. Jeff Gordon finishes ahead of Matt Kenseth with laps led, and he will take over the championship lead over Kenseth, who finishes all the way down in 25th place. Oof, that is not a good finishing result. Tony Stewart is... he wins the race. He's actually kind of had a decent season. I'm going to check his stats before the end of the thing. Tony Stewart's down in... he's down at 14th place. 2 wins, though. Not bad. Average finish is 16.1. Jeez, he's not had good years. He has not had good seasons. But Jeff Gordon is now 52 points ahead and looking to take his 8th championship in this career mode, in this career timeline at Homestead. I think anything above like a top 10 will secure it for him. Let's see, who will win the championship here at Homestead? Dale Jarrett, Jimmy Johnson, DNF. That's not the most important thing. I'm going to go this way. Nobody of importance DNFs. Let's see. Jeff Gordon, I kind of clicked on accident, but he will win the championship, his 8th of his career. Over, where is Kenseth? Kenseth is down in 38th. He DNF'd. I did not see that. Whoops. So yeah, that happened. Jeff Gordon looks like he dominated the season. He really didn't. He kind of just stretched it out the last 2 races, but overall he had a clean season, 104 wins on his career. He's now the 1995, 1997, 1998, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2007, and 2009 champion in this game. Wow, that is a lot of championships. He won 3 in the 90s and 5 in the 2000s. He's basically Jimmy Johnson, but Jimmy Johnson didn't start in the 90s. Jimmy Johnson, kind of a heartbreaking season, had 5 wins and not an improved average finish. Yeah, he probably would have had an improved average finish. And yet again, Matt Kenseth puts up championship numbers, but does not deliver in the end. He'll get one of these times. Most wins of the season is a tie between all 3 championship contenders, and Tony Stewart is in 3rd. All these guys got 2 wins: Waltrip, Marlin, Labonte, Harvick, Elliott, and Craven, and Busch, Burton. They all got 1 win apiece. We will see who retires and who doesn't. I think Jeff Gordon retires. But we will see. Jeff Gordon does retire, and Johnny Sauter replaces him. Wow, that is a big step for Johnny Sauter. And Barney Hall is the RCR number 2. Who he replace? I don't know. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I don't want to change settings for the new season, but I do want to save the career mode. And thank you guys for an amazing stream. I will start streaming next. I think this Sunday is a good opportunity to stream, because that Texas race is not going to be good. But this stream clocked in just under an hour. I'd like to thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have, I don't really see anybody that's tuned in, but maybe someone did at some point, or they'll wake up to this stream, I guess. I almost ended the emulation. That would have been bad. Whoops. Anyways, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for an amazing stream. I'm going to start probably doing some more career mode stuff that isn't necessarily a simulation, but is a challenge, more or less. I might do that on Sunday as well. So, I'd like to thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.